Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's lesson is converting between proper and improper fractions. So our goal is that we're going to convert between proper and improper fractions so you could use the algorithm to multiply. So this is not a swan lesson, this is just kind of like a step to get us ready for a lesson. Okay, we did this when we added and subtracted. We had a borrowing lesson when we subtracted. So this is just a little quick lesson to get us ready for the real lesson. Okay, we do have two vocab words. The first word is proper fractions. A proper fraction is when the numerator, I'm going to change pens, sorry, that's a fat one, I don't like it. Oh, all my pens aren't working. Numerator is smaller than the denominator. And when we first talked about fractions, we always put small things on top, like if you're doing piggyback rides or if you're stacking boxes, you always should put the little things on top. So a proper fraction would look something like 1/2 or 3/5 or 8/10. Or we could even say maybe like 5/6 or 1/100th. We could even put a mixed number of 2 wholes and 3/10. But the fraction part just has to make sure the small numbers on top. That's the proper way of stacking things. Okay, an improper fraction is when the numerator is larger or greater than the denominator. Okay, so if I had something like 5/3, a 3-year-old should not give a 5-year-old a piggyback ride. Or a 10/2, that would be crazy. Or if it was boxes, that would smash a 10-pound box on top of a 2-pound box. Okay, even if you had just 5/4, even if there's one difference, it's called an improper fraction. Okay, that should have been a review for you, but just a quick reminder. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to change from proper to improper. I know, we used to do improper to proper and fix them. Now we're doing the opposite. Okay, so our first step is we're going to draw a U. Notice how I draw my U. I draw it with an arrow. The reason I do that is it helps remind me which direction I'm going to go. So it's not just a regular U, it's more of like a fishing hook U. And then we're going to add our symbols, okay? And I'll show you kind of what our symbols are going to look like, okay? We'll see how that's going to go. Then we're going to solve. And then our denominator does not change. Okay, so what does this actually look like? Okay, let me grab my paper, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna put my steps up there. Here's my first two. So I'm gonna rewrite these because you should know that I hate them like this. So I'm gonna write it the way I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna first draw this U, like this. Whoop. Okay, then it says I'm going to add my symbols. Okay, the way I kind of was taught to remind my symbols is if you push that out, it creates an addition sign. So it's times and then addition. Okay, so that's how the order I put it. And this creates an addition sign when you stretch that out. Okay, my next step says I'm going to solve. So what is this? Well, remember the U says to go this direction, so I have 4 times 5 is 20. Oh, I messed up. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 22. And then my last step says the denominator doesn't change. Okay, you're not going to actually do this, but I'm just going to show you on one of them why this is true. This one said I had 4 holes. So let me draw my 4 holes. And then I had 2/5. Okay, So if I had my 2/5 and my 4 holes, let me color them in really quick to show you. Okay, but what I've done now is I've just cut them all up. So I'm going to cut them all into 5ths. So how many 5ths do you really have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. So you have 22 5ths. Now obviously doing this is faster than drawing it each time. Okay, so that's just why it works, but we're going to try and get in the habit of doing it this way. Okay, let's try another one. So I have 5 1/2. Okay, so I'm going to draw my U. I'm going to add my signs. I'm going to solve. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. And my denominator does not change. So 5 1/2 is the same as 11/2. Okay. So I have 2 2/7. I'm going to draw U. I'm going to add my signs. I'm going to solve. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 2 is 16, and my denominator stays the same. Okay, I don't think I need to do another one for you because you probably have kind of got that. So let's do some together. Okay, our signs are back there, our steps are back there if you need them. All right, my first one is 6 1/3. So I'm going to write it. Okay, so let's draw our U. Let's add our signs. Let's solve. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19. And let's put our denominator down there. Okay, let's try another one. 1 1/2. So let's make our U. Let's add our signs. Let's solve. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3, and our denominator stays the same. Okay, let's try 2 more. Okay, we have 2 1/4. So draw your U, add your signs, solve. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and your denominator does not change. Okay, last one you're stuck doing with me. 3 2/3. Okay, U, signs, solve. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11, and denominator does not change. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you feel good about that. You have 4 problems, and rate yourself as always. See you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.